In this case, the awareness is, I have to put my needs first. If I'm not putting my needs first, whether it's sexual needs, financial needs, any other needs, and I'm waiting for somebody to do that for me, I am perpetuating that dynamic. If instead I say, you know what, my needs are to have sex 5 times a day, to have a man who takes me on vacations, to have a man who loves me and shows up properly and gives me attention, I'm going to give myself that. I'm going to allow a man like that to entertain me. And sucks for you, boy, if it's not going to be you, but this is why you got to show up properly, because I'm not going to be settling for crumbs. I'm not. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another video for you guys. So we have Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is nearing, right? So we're starting to feel this very shaky energy. So let's take a look, for you, maybe for the next 2 weeks, what themes come up. And yeah, watch this if you're Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Personal readings are available as of the moment. There's even same-day reading, I believe, available. So link to purchase anything you want is in the description box. Also make sure to check out my VIMEO tarot course for beginners, where I teach you tarot from scratch. And anyway, you guys, without any further ado, let's keep going. Let's start, actually. Let's start going. You have some kind of unexpected connection, but too many cards came up. So there is, some kind of unexpected connection, which may be like, Jupiter, Uranus in the 7th house for Taurus. Very much could be. There is an unexpected connection on the way. Spirit soul paths and falling in love. So for a lot of you, there is a very spiritual even connection. Sudden feelings that this is the one. So you might be falling in love with somebody, and it could be very, very spiritual bond, very spiritual connection. Very spiritual connection. Again, for all of you, of course, it's going to feel different, but there is something here where, it's maybe for some of you already know this person and there was some kind of time apart you had. Again, it doesn't have to be any kind of crazy separation or anything, but there might have been something like that. And especially if that's the case, this person wants to make it up for you. There is some very flirty energy where I feel like you feel guided to this person. They might be feeling guided to you, with signs and clues I'm seeing here. And with fearless love and guided steps to great love, I feel like something about this connection could involve overcoming fears, whether your own fears, this person's fears. And again, we all have fears, right? Litany against fear. But it's, I really think that, you get the life you have the courage to, to go for. If you're very scared, if let's just say, even, like silly example, even if, when I started doing tarot astrology on YouTube, if I was scared, because I was very scared. I used to work on like high-level finance in New York. And, my crowd was a little shook when they saw me just, playing with cards, doing little YouTube videos. A lot of people were, I had a lot, I heard a lot from different people what they thought about it. But if I was just scared, and essentially initially one of the reasons why I was doing it, I really wanted to have more freedom. I've been doing tarot all my life anyway, more in a closeted practice. It's kind of, no one knows that we do astrology, we do tarot, more of a closet practice. And here, coming out of the closet, for those of you who are same sex or whatever, like you can relate, right? It's kind of different things, but kind of similar. Whichever your identity is, whenever you're coming out of the closet in some kind of way, whenever it's no longer closeted, hidden practice, and you start showing something, it's like it does require some level of courage. I don't know why I went for that example. So for some of you, maybe you are coming out, like it literally, obviously it will be just for some of you, you are coming out as same sex, or maybe there was some kind of relationship also you felt like you had to hide before. Maybe you were scared, family, friends not going to approve because, I don't know, religious differences, culture, whatever it may be. But I feel like something about coming out of the closet and being brave. And also this love requires you taking steps and, fighting your fears. Let me see, you're worthy, twin flame recognition. And I do feel like, again, there has been maybe lessons for you just in general in love when it comes to feeling of worth and value. I always like to say worth and value. And there is a person that you go in to really feel this unique connection. There's someone you're just going to feel. With material attachment, I do feel like one of you could be relying too much on material things, or maybe there was in the past, actually. Yeah, that's what I see. Maybe for some of you in the past, there was connection where everything has just been about money, about physical comforts and stuff like that. And I feel like this energy is being let go of now. Love language, quality time, life partner. And for a lot of you, the more time you're actually going to be spending with this person, you're going to be realizing that they are your life partner. Like, you know, it might not be all like perfect. They might annoy you, honestly, even sometimes. But what I'm feeling is that, like, yeah, it's like they're the one. It's gonna make sense, you know, when it happens. Also, I feel like for some of you would let go of the past. There is something about still needing to let go something from the past. Again, it doesn't have to be anything major, or it could also be like for some of you, I'm seeing that you might be intimidated about somebody's past, or they are intimidated about your past. And I was in somebody else's chat. Another, like maybe a week ago or something, people were basically asking like a life coach questions, and there was this one woman who was in a relationship with this guy, a new relationship, and she was very intimidated by the history he had with his ex. I don't know, they were like for 10, 12 years together. And she felt like, well, they had so much memories, whatever it is. And she essentially kind of, felt intimidated by that. And you know, it was interesting when I was reading her comment, I was like, I think completely different, because for me, I'm like, oh my God, you've been 12 years. Like, I can only imagine, like, you know, when was the last time you actually enjoyed having sex with that person? Because I mean, things do get old. Like, again, depends on age, of course. If you're like 50 and you're married, you know, like, or like 60, you know, and you're married for 12 years, whatever, 20 even years, when you got married, you were 40 maybe. Of course, at that age, it's a little bit more, I want to say slower, even though, I don't know. I want to see how in my life it's going to go, because I'm not sure. At least now, it seems to me that probably it's a little bit slows down a little. Obviously, it's not as much as you're like 20, 30, 40, right? But like, essentially, in my opinion, I'm like, I wouldn't be intimidated by that at all. For me, it's like he probably was tired of that already. Like, there was probably, when was the last time that person felt turned on? And that, but again, that's my beliefs. I'm in general, you know, more of a person where, you know, that's where my Venus in Gemini comes out. I'm like, seriously, 12 years? When was the last time sex there that was good? You know, like, I'm curious. I'm legitimately curious about that. It's even, you know, for research purposes, because I've had long relationships, and I know even in my long relationships, being me, nymphomaniac that I am, like, I would get tired, you know, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. And essentially, like, idea is to never be, like, it's a belief system at the end of the day. Like, there are some people who get intimidated by, you know, by stuff like that, by other stuff, but it's all really a belief system, you know. It's more of like how you structure a belief system about that area of your life, about just that, you know, that type of dynamic, you know, like, that's how you're going to see certain situations. So I feel like for some of you, there's something you need to examine about how you are viewing, especially if it's triggering somebody's past, if it's triggering you in any way. Like observing deeper why you think this way, why you feel this way, because you can change how you see something is what I'm getting. And also with let go of the past, what I'm getting is like, you know, when you're in a connection and you're madly in love with each other and the two of you are fully immersed in that, nothing else exists, you're fully present. So it's really about your connection and your experience rather than any other experience. And also, I just feel like there is going to be, you know, I want to do this honestly for the next 2 months, not 2 weeks. You guys, I said, I know in the beginning 2 weeks. I feel like this is the energy unfolding next 2 months, like April and even May, maybe even part of June. There's something here about like really having good time, you know, things evolving. I don't know if you're dating multiple people, but I feel like here it's more of a one person you're choosing. It's a very healing connection. And again, freedom. There's something here about courage, about freedom, going after what you want. For some of you, maybe you will meet this person or you met this person at some kind of carnival, at some kind of party. There's something, maybe there was a moment where this connection, you were hiding feelings or they were hiding feelings. Very physical and psychic at the same time. I feel like you have this physical intimacy and also very deep psychic connection with this person at the same time. And benefit of the doubt with twin flame union, I feel like for some of you, you know, it's like give this a benefit of the doubt. There are holidays coming up. I feel like there's something with marriage. For some of you, this is going to be the person you marry. And I do feel like this is the person who, I don't know, I don't see that they're disappointing you, to be honest. Workplace romance, best friend. For some of you, it started as a friendship or as a workplace romance. Let me see. Friend zone. Yeah, for some of you, like I said, maybe for some of you, even friend zone this person or going to start as friends. For some of you, you're rekindling this. Oh my gosh. And yeah, I'm just getting like this is a very, very good connection for a lot of you that's manifesting here. Already manifest. Look at this. I said manifesting here, manifesting the one proposal. There's going to be proposal and everything comes together here now. I just feel like maybe for some of you, you had a very long phase, I want to say long stage of just teasing each other or flirting with each other. I mean, you know, the situations, right, where you are working in the same office for 2 years and every day you like, you know, just smile at each other, grab coffee. Maybe they even have another boyfriend, girlfriend. You have another boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, maybe. I've seen that in my office back in the day when I worked at the office. There was some interesting stuff, honestly. I can see why they made all these TV shows about office and stuff. There were some people who were married to one person, then they got divorced, married to another person that made it work. Anyway, so, oh yeah, and even, you know, the belief system of people, how they see marriage. Like, some people see that, let's just say somebody been married before, whatever, and they get intimidated by that. I don't know. Even statistically, what is it, 60% marriages and a divorce? So, you know, as long as somebody keeps going, progressing towards that, it keeps doing that, I don't know what to be intimidated by. I'm just getting, for some of you, maybe this person was married before, you're intimidated by that. Again, examine what you're intimidated in their past. I feel like it's more masculine energy. Yeah, there was a long phase of flirting. But it's like now things are coming together with reaching out. And I feel like love language, affirmation, and communication, look at this, 2 cards came together. There's going to be a lot of expression with this person, how you feel. They will ask you, what do you need? I feel like for some of you, there might have been, yes, some kind of third party. But I feel like, you know, what you don't know is that third party, for the longest time, your person and them were not intimate. Like, they were not having sex. You know, when people, let's just say, if they were married for a long time, even when they're young, sometimes I've seen this, unfortunately, they are married for a long time and they just become roommates. Like, they don't even sleep in the same room. They don't have sex. It's just more of a friendship. And yes, sometimes, like, I actually have this with the person who I was married for the first time, my first husband. We're still talking. We're still friends. Because like we've been through a lot of things together. Of course, you know, I never ended up having kids with him. I never pushed for that because I just knew he was not the one. You know, like eventually I knew when I got married, I was very young. But like, you have to be careful with that one, right? But like, you know, we all might have had long relationships, whatever. And eventually, yes, sometimes you just have a good friendship with a person. So I feel like for you, if there was any kind of third party that's more like past related third party involved, for the longest time, I don't know if it helps somebody, for the longest time, this person and your person were not having sex. Like last time they had passionate sex was probably 4 or 5 years ago. No, it was very it was very, very dry. Didn't sleep even in the same room, just lived like roommates. Even when it comes to third party, like, you know, stop being intimidated by that, because, you know, I feel like for a lot of you, you've given that third party more fucking attention than she should have ever gotten, she or he should have even gotten in the first place, because they're just irrelevant. They're already done. It's just whatever. They were supposed to be done like 2 years ago, you know, 3 years. Maybe they already done, right? So they don't really have any power, any influence, whatever. The only power they have is your attention. Because honestly, for some of you, I feel like, again, who resonates this with, you've given this third party more attention than even, you know, their ex has given them, which is kind of sad. But yeah, don't be intimidated by that. But at the same time, like, it's not even about intimidation. It's like, it's not even worth your attention. We need to get to that stage, I think, where it's like, yeah, there was something there, you know, we all had past some sort. You know, I trust that you've grown since then, kind of thing. And there is no need to give this attention. It's already gone. What's more important is our dynamic, our relationship. It's the priority. We have your dreams come true. For a lot of you, your dreams are coming true, but you, again, for some of you, you might need to forgive this person first also for something, or maybe forgive your past relationships and open your heart. Look at that. It's going to be very healing physically. And again, for a lot of you, this is an unexpected connection. Maybe, oh, you know what I'm getting? Unexpected connection, responsibilities. Maybe you and this person met before, initially, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago you first saw each other, but nothing ever took off the ground because maybe they were traveling, going to school, whatever, dealing with any past baggage, whatever this is that might have been. And I feel like it was very unexpected when it came together. But now it's like with Forever Young self-love, you've grown through that, and now it's like it's coming together for you, basically. I don't know, I wanted to phrase it differently, but that is the idea, my friends. Yeah, and I'm getting that like it's you want to, especially in a newer connection, a newer relationship, or even in a relationship that's already established, you want to make sure that you establish the dynamics right away correctly. Instead of like giving power away to past situations, to third parties, to, I don't know, to after parties, after parties. So like you have to establish the dynamic correctly. Let's just say this person is acting a little bit cowardly. Okay, I don't like this version of you. This is not the kind of person I want to be with anyway. I'm not going to entertain this version of you. I have a million things better to do than to entertain this version of you or to give any attention to any of anybody's exes, live in the past. I value my time, and truly, you know, when you come into awareness that you are the prize and you truly value each day, each moment of, you know, your beautiful body in this earth, you know, experiences you can have, you're not going to be wasting it, you know, on that stupidity, right? It's not worth your attention, not worth your energy. And I'm just getting that like here also your power, for those of you who connections is still establishing, it's like show up correctly or I'm not going to entertain this. I have better things to do. And yeah, if I need to, if for those of you who you don't have commitment with a person yet, go date other people, because, you know, it's all about priorities and having your needs met. That's what I've learned, because I've had connections, you know, unfortunately in the past, but I mean, at the same time, I guess it's all good because I've learned a lot. I've had connections where there was always some shit going on and my needs were not prioritized. And I realized this one thing. This is about establishing dynamics. If from right away you will establish your dynamic as that you're waiting, you're sacrificing, you're putting there whatever issues first, that's what you're gonna get. If from the very beginning, you first of all don't commit to a person too soon, you don't give your power away, you put your own needs first. So, okay, for me, it looks like this, for example. You are not showing up yet the way maybe I want to. I don't want to really entertain this version of you who, you know, like for a while I had this with one person who he was very scared to come towards me, very, very scary Scorpio, I guess, one of those situations. And I know he was obsessed with me. I know that actually it kind of, even that kind of worked in my favor, because the more he was basically waiting, the more he was like sitting there staring at the phone, staring at my pictures, my gorgeous pictures, you know, on Instagram and so on, the more he was getting obsessed if I'm dating someone else, what am I doing? So it all worked in my favor. He got even more fucking obsessed with me. No matter what he was doing, no matter whatever his ex at the time was doing the most, you know, jumping around him, you know, trying to get his attention in every kind of fucking way you can imagine. He was only thinking about me. Like, yeah, I just know you like, I don't even need anyone to confirm that to me. I fucking know that. But where I was going with this, but the idea here is that you know, I can keep entertaining, right, this version of a person, or I can say, listen, this version of you that doesn't have any balls to show up properly, it's not interesting to me. It's not meeting my needs. My needs are, yes, I fucking want attention. I want to have sex 2-3 times a day. More if that's available, with someone I love, obviously, not randomly. And I want to enjoy my life. I want to be pampered, and I want my needs to be met. And so when you're not afraid to say that I deserve my needs to be met, my needs are going to be prioritized here first, and you actually act like it, not just talk about it, but be about it, right? You know how they say. And so you go date other people because, listen, you know, you haven't showed up the way that I desire. I'm not sure if I like you even, enough. So I'm going to go and I'm going to date other people. And if somebody, catches me first, it's your lost boy. You, at the end of the day, if you are not showing up properly, you are the one who is missing out. Good luck having fun with a cardboard, like off-brand, version of me or something like that. Because it's you who is missing out, not me who is here crying, oh, when will you text me? I've been through that. I've gone through that. So it's all good. We'll learn. And how they say, right? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So for real. So, and then even when the person shows up, I'm going to timestamp this so you guys don't complain, but this is crucial. I think I read your comments, I've had comments closed for a long time and it was very traumatic to me, but I opened that because I genuinely also wanted to understand what you guys are dealing with, how you're relating. For like 3 years here, I was doing these videos without even having comments open. So just reading cards, having no absolutely idea what's going on. I mean, the sales were going great. So I guess, it was resonating, the extended sale based on how the extended sale was performing. But still, the idea is like, I want to know what you guys are like dealing with, because it also gives me ideas for even my new channel, whatever. And based on everything I read, all of the comments, is that for a lot of you, you are in this dynamic where you're waiting for someone to choose you, to show up properly, to leave the third party, to overcome whatever difficulties. And this is where you are not putting your needs first. Therefore, another person is not putting your needs first either. It's like, if you, the movie that I highly recommend to watch is the movie Burlesque with Christina Aguilera. It actually was advised to me by like a coach also, to watch that movie. But in that movie, right, she is a roommate with this guy who has a fiance in a different city. But she doesn't sit there and she doesn't chase after him or wait for him to break up with fiance and commit to her, right? She pursues her career. She has a crazy glow up, chases her dreams, right? She allows other successful, gorgeous men to ask her out, and it's like, and it all naturally unfolds where right away, right? He then chooses her, whatever, when the moment comes and everything is okay. But she doesn't wait for it. She doesn't sit there and like, oh my God, but he will break up with that lady, right? It's not like that, right? So there is that. And what else? And then again, when a person comes towards you, how you establish the dynamic is so crucially important, right? Because the person can come towards you, yes, but they can come towards you also in a shitty way where there's inconsistent communication, where they don't really prioritize your needs. And this is where, again, it's very, very, very important to establish the connection right away correctly. Because if you come to me to me in some kind of way where I feel like my needs are not being prioritized, I don't feel like I'm treated the way that I deserve, I have no problem letting go of that connection. I have no problem. Again, you have to get to that mental space. And I get it, like I had a connection with somebody even recently where it feels so overwhelming. You completely lose your head. Like that's what you feel. It's like there is spiritually, something happening. There is physically like hormones and everything else flowing. It's insane. Like it's like unbelievable where it's like your head just is not in the clouds. I don't even know, in other dimension. I don't even know where it is, right? So it's like, but it's this is like, okay, experience that feeling, whatever that is. It's all part of human experience trip, right? But then go back, to reality, to how to say, not go back to reality in a bad way, but more of like, know what you deserve, know your needs. My needs are to be given attention to, treated like a princess, having my feelings reciprocated, having a lot of sex with someone I want, who is with me, who wants to create with me, wants to do things with me. And I get it that, yes, you might have like some shit you need to get together, but my needs will be prioritized. If my needs are not prioritized, I'm not interested in this connection. I'm not going to be entertaining that, plain and simple. I trust that there will be someone else because I'm gorgeous, I have plenty of options, and I can align myself with who can reflect that. And in that case, what's happening is that this person steps up to the version of you that you deserve, and then you can have the kind of connection you deserve. If they don't, you have to view it as their loss. where, you know, if a man allows another man to make love to you, to touch you, to be with you, do you want this kind of man who doesn't have his, you know, balls together? You don't want this kind of man, obviously, right? So they're not even the one. And then, you know, you just, whatever, you just let it be. However, you do trust that you are one in a lifetime type of woman. Like, he never seen, like, there was the guy, I'm like, boy, you are lost. Like, you've never even seen anyone like me. Like, I am a whole upgrade is not even the right word. You don't even know what kind of word. It's like, you've dated whatever. I don't want to use bad words, but now it's like the goddess from a different planet came towards you. I understand you're a little bit lost. Like, I truly even understand. I forgive you, because compared to everything you've seen and you had before, I am, I don't know, spark of God, and you're the chosen one here. So get it together. But I am the blessing. Will you get to experience this kind of blessing, or will you have to live in misery with cardboards and people who are not even 1% of me? It's, you know, it's for you to decide what kind of life you are ready to live. Because I know who I am, and I know that I'm going to get everything I want in this life. So, oh boy, this was a pep talk, I don't know, for you guys, even for me, for everyone. Everyone gets a pep talk. I'm going to timestamp this, but I really think, like, this is important. This is really the mindset, you know. Let me see. We have 6 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, something you've been waiting for, something you've been worrying about. There's victory with that. Now, let's look into connection spread. Well, guys, it's going to be, again, long reading. I think it's the Mercury retrograde that keeps me just, I cannot stop talking. I don't know what it is. Because not only I've been talking, I've also been writing nonstop. I've been, like, you have no idea. It's something like my natal Mercury is Gemini, retrograde too. And I don't know what's happening with this one. I just cannot stop. Like, all right, let's see. First row is you, second row person you're connecting with. Ooh, 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a person who knows their worth and their value. 2 of Pentacles. There might be something you will be getting very busy with. Maybe you're dating 2 people. For some of you, I see Temperance. Again, don't be committed to someone who hasn't committed to you yet. Also, your commitment with them is the prize, not you waiting for them to give you commitment as some kind of prize. Let's also change that narrative. 4 of Swords, 6 of Wands. Yeah, after a time, I feel like of deep freeze, I want to say, you're getting what you wanted. Yeah, 7 of Cups. You're getting what you wanted. You see past illusions. You're writing that, you know, eclipse, I feel like for a lot of you has been productive. There's been a lot of faded, I'm hearing there's been a lot of faded things that was set in motion right around the eclipse portal, or right around the eclipse, whether lunar or solar. Also check something in astrology. I'm going to give you a tip. There's something called prenatal eclipses. Basically, these are the eclipses that were happening before you were born. I mean, for some of you, you were born on eclipses. I mean, wow, that's crazy if you were. I mean, it's a very intense energy. But for most of you who were not born on eclipses, check the most recent eclipse before your date of birth. For example, I mean, I don't remember, but like, whatever, 80 or like 90 something, 92 summer, 90, if there was, I don't know for sure, if there was an eclipse, if you were born in 92 summer, and if there was, let's just say eclipse, the most recent eclipse before that was in spring 92, this is your prenatal eclipse. Look at the sign, look at the degree of that eclipse, because for some of you, I feel like also these eclipses that are happening could be triggering some of your personal planets or even your own prenatal eclipse. I know it's a little bit complex. I actually do this in my astrology readings. Because there are different things, there are different techniques we look at when we read your chart. I actually have openings for that, so check it out if you want to. I don't know why I want to share this. And we have here, who are you connecting with? 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, King of Cups, 5 of Swords. Somebody who, yeah, there's a person, and well, here they go again, you know. There is a person who I feel like left or will leave somebody to be with you. The Emperor, King of Swords, Ace of Wands at the bottom, and there's new beginning. And I mean, you know, people always like to say how it's so bad, you know, whatever. But like, again, if you are in a happier relationship, you're going to be in your happier relationship. If you're in a miserable fucking relationship, it's a blessing that you actually, you know, have somewhere to go. And I'm getting that you have a person who has a lot of connection with you, but who has a lot of feelings towards you. Even he or she cannot give to whoever they were with before anymore. They just can't. I mean, like, it's torturing themselves. And think about, like, right, will the right person ever see that you are not happy there, see that you don't want to be here, you are just, you know, being nice, and will try to keep working on something with you, keep working on something with you, keep working on something with you. And I mean, like, people bring up things like motherhood, like, oh, what if there are kids involved? Listen, for the sake of kids, it's better to separate and just have a healthy civil connection. Because especially if there is toxic, and I'm telling you, like, a person who grew up, my parents are still together, believe it or not, married still. So I'm not someone who is like, oh, my dad left or my mom left. I mean, they were abusive, that's another thing. But like, my parents never divorced, my dad never left. And sometimes I wonder, you know, if my dad actually, perhaps, maybe, I don't know, I mean, he loves my mom, but it's a different thing too. There were issues though in their marriage. But like, sometimes I wonder if my dad actually left my mom and my mom was actually forced to do what she needs to do, like, you know, get her career going, not just sit at home, not just, you know, use me for like all her needs, whatever. I might have been less traumatized too. Many things could have been different, right? Like, but again, like in my case, my dad did love my mom a lot, so, and it still does, so it's a different thing. But when it comes to a connection where people no longer love each other, it's much better to do like a very good, you know, but again, if a person is toxic, of course, I don't know how that's gonna go, but essentially it's better even for that, because that energy where you're suppressed, unhappy, resentment internally keeps growing, and you are not emotionally available. You're not sometimes when you're not emotionally available but physically present, is gonna fuck up children or whoever else even 10 times more, because at least if you are not present, or present whatever, like part-time or something like this, or like in that case, there is something where there are ways to basically put it together better, rather than, let's just say, you're in a situation, there is complete hate between two people, one person's completely dying inside every day, all the hidden resentment, confusion, all of that, children especially absorb, and they feel like it's their fault. And later on, even like me, for example, I'm a product of this to a certain degree. To a degree, why do I like sometimes heal people, even save people to this day? Deep down, it's related to my own memories of my own childhood, where I wanted to resolve something between my parents, help my dad especially more. So I want to say, in my mom even too. Like, I really wanted my mom always to see that, like, she can be more than, you know, just like she sits at home and does nothing kind of thing, like, and hides behind, oh, I'm such a great mom to me, even though, you know, not to get into that whole thing, but like, idea is like that other person, whatever, third party, whatever, which again we shouldn't be given attention to, was trying to use all of that kind of manipulation if there were kids involved. But again, it does not fucking matter, because you cannot, you know, sacrifice another person, you know, like, and use whatever you have at your disposal and just completely kill them, destroy them, you know. It's not good. It's not good. And I feel like with the King of Cups, Five of Swords, Eight of Swords, the full one Emperor, the Emperor, King of Swords, this person felt bad for whatever was going on. They felt bad also for how they treated you, or something transpired between the two of you. But I do feel like this person's like, listen, okay, it's, if I don't do this now, I don't do this ever. And again, I know for some of you, you do have a situation where you're waiting for somebody else to change things with the past person. Everything that I said in the timestamp, where I talk about how to have people show up properly for you, again, whether they're single, whether they're an F-boy who just messes around, whether they're someone who was married or is still married, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, it truly doesn't matter what the circumstance is. What matters how you show up for yourself. Even like, I remember my first marriage, like when I met my first husband, he was married still, but he was going through a divorce already. And, you know, I never even thought about that, like, oh, what if he doesn't leave that woman? You know why? because I was so busy. First of all, I was like, in New York at that time. There was so many projects, and I was dating other people. Like, I did not fully commit to him until we actually officially done it. And he married me next day after he divorced his first wife. Master class. I could teach. And again, I didn't wreck anything. They were already divorcing as when we met. But it's like, the idea here is I didn't sit there and wait and cry. What if he never leaves her? Or what if last minute, he changes something and he doesn't sign the paperwork or whatever? Because she was also like a bit of a gold digger. She wanted to get a lot of money and stuff like that. And whatever, it's like what I did at the time, I kept this person show up for me. I allowed this person to show up for me. I was dating other people. I was not stuck on him, even though I had a very deep connection with him, obviously. And I lived my life, and I just knew that, for him, because there were people competing for me. Like, there were other people who even wanted to marry me, propose to me. There was that kind of stuff going on. There were many, many options at the time, because I allowed it to be my situation, instead of sitting and oh my God, what will this person come towards me correctly? And of course, because when a man senses an urgency of losing you, if he is the right man, he will put himself together. Because ask yourself, do you want to be with a pussy who can't even pursue you, who will allow the woman of his dreams to slip away, who will allow other men fuck the woman of his dreams? I'm sorry if I'm cursing so much lately in the videos, but I really feel like it helps to trigger you and get the point across into your nervous system, maybe even more. Like, do you want to be with a man who allows another man to take his woman, the woman of his dreams, and go and fuck her in every position he wants to, and essentially while he is with cardboard? So yeah, it's it's a test ultimately too. But let me see. But I do feel like, again, there is this new beginning with this person. Let me see. If you even want them, you have to ask yourself whether you want them, Scorpio. You have to ask yourself, because I feel like you waited too much. And I don't know, maybe you didn't plan on waiting, but somehow it just happened that way. That's another thing. And I feel like right now, again, you shouldn't be entertaining any version of them unless the way that you want them to shows up. I mean, of course, don't be necessarily also too bitchy or whatever, but don't entertain bullshit. Come on. If you want me right away, because again, if the person doesn't show up right away the way you deserve, then it becomes another situation where you are waiting for them to know, okay, we're in a relationship, but he treats me like shit, but okay, when one day he will start treating me better. You don't want to do this. So if you cannot prioritize me, show me evidence of that, this relationship is going to be so important for you, you're going to do anything and everything, go above and beyond to make our love the love story that it deserves to be, you don't need to bother me. You can be, again, with cardboard, your loss kind of thing. Hierophant, Queen of Wands, Taurus, Leo energy. Yeah, I feel like, but for a lot of you, this person is coming. The question is how. The question is if this is something you want to entertain. You not committing too fast to them is going to work on you. Oh my God, truth. It's going to work in your favor, because you don't want any lies or deceit. And essentially, I feel like with Death card, Seven of Swords, Eight of Cups, the time of deceit is over. Now with the Queen of Cups, you have to stay in your power. Queen of Pentacles, there might have been some kind of woman in their life with all about money. It doesn't matter. Don't give this more attention. Let the person here show up properly. And I feel like we'll take a look in the extended more how they are showing up, because to be honest, I'm confused. I'm getting different messages about. I do feel like energy coming towards you. I do feel like past is resolved. There are conflicted feelings about this, but I feel like it's in your hands, essentially, whether with this person or with anyone else, how things are going to go forward. Literally, you are here holding the future in your hands. So it's in your hands now. Anyway, I'll take this to the extended now. Again, I will timestamp this video too. We'll take this to the extended to see how is this person showing up. What do you need to understand about the dynamics? Again, this is not going to be the kind of video where we're going to feel sorry, what they've gone through, what's happening, oh, how bad, poor me, this kind of thing. This is going to be more of understanding dynamics more, like how they are showing up. Is this dynamics that we're going to be entertaining or not? Whether you something you need to change, whatever, within yourself, maybe some kind of lessons, how to basically, put yourself together better. Yeah, link to the extended is going to be down below. We'll take a look also, by the way, other options you have and all of that too. Link to the extent is going to be down below. I'll see you guys there. Bye.